Hello, welcome back into my little kitchen. Today I'll be flying solo, and in this episode I'll be showing you how to make Linzer cookies. I find they're so pretty. So I'll get my ingredients ready and I'll be right back.
What you would need is 2 sticks of room temperature butter, half a cup of sugar, 1 egg slightly beaten, half a teaspoon of clear almond extract, like so, and then you will need 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour that's been sifted. You'll need half a cup of almond flour, also sifted, and a pinch of salt. Start by mixing the almond flour along with the all-purpose flour and a pinch of salt. Get that combined with a whisk and then set it aside. Add your sugar to the butter, and then with a hand mixer you will begin to mix that until well combined. Once that is done, you will take the 1 egg that has slightly been beaten, add it to the mixture along with the almond extract, and add it as well to the mixture, and you're going to mix that until well combined.
I'm adding in the flour at increments of 3. I'll wait till the first part is blended completely, incorporated, then I'll do the second shot, and then I'll do the third. So now I'm going to collect the dough and I'll put it between 2 parchment sheets and I'll be back. So you can see that I have collected the dough and now I'm just going to cut it in half. And what I'm going to do now, instead of putting all of this, like make it into a disc and put it in the refrigerator or the freezer, because of the butter everything melted, it's easier to put them between 2 parchment paper, or you could use plastic wrap or wax paper, works just as well, because since everything is melted, it's so much easier to spread out your dough now, make it into a sheet, and then put it in the freezer for about 10 minutes or so before we use the cookie cutters. So just with the rolling pin, you don't even have to roll it. All you have to do is just like spread it out. It's so easy. You pick up little tricks along the way. And this dough could be also kept in the freezer for up to 3 months. But make it into a disc and obviously wrap it up in plastic wrap. Just see how easy it spreads. You could just turn it around. I'm going for the thickness of about 1/8 of an inch. Because don't forget, this cookie has a top and a bottom. And as a guidance, you could also like pass your hand around on top of it to see like where it's more thicker and just smooth it out. There we go. That should be about the thickness that I need. Let's give it one last. There we go. Now, just slide it onto on a cookie sheet. I'll put this in the freezer while I prepare the other one. Keep it in the freezer for about 10 minutes. And then we're going to start cutting them out. So the dough has been in the freezer for 10 minutes. Now it's time to do the cutting of the cookies. And just look how easy the parchment just peels off. So I'm going to cut them directly on the parchment paper. So just keep in mind you need the same amount of tops and bottoms. And maybe you could help yourself up just with a little spatula. There they go. Try to cut them as close together as possible. I'll just do you one more. Just turn this the other way so you could see. There you go. And there's your little heart. So I'm going to continue doing this. In the meantime, I'm going to warm my oven at 350 degrees, preheated. The cookies will go into the oven for about 12 to 14 minutes. Once they are cooked, they just have to be like slightly golden around. Remove them out of the oven. They have to cool in the cooking sheet for about 15 minutes. And then after you transfer them on a wire rack. And then I'll show you how to assemble. All right, so we're at the assembly stage. So these are the tops and these are the bottoms. So for the tops, generously sprinkle them with icing sugar. And you have to do this before. So if you do it after, you're going to cover the center of the cookie. So I have a rack and I put parchment paper on top of a cookie sheet. For the bottoms, you have to turn them over. And I started to prepare a few already over here. You could use whatever, your choice of jam. I have some with peach, I have some blueberry, and I have some raspberry. So I'm going to continue with the raspberry. Just take a little bit with an offset spatula. Spread it evenly, a nice thin layer. There you go. And you top it off. There you go. Now, if you want to give it a little bit of a wow factor, if you want a little pop-up, I have 2 little espresso spoons here. And you just add a little bit here in the middle. I don't know if you could see it. There you go. So I'll just do one more. As you can see, it's very straightforward. You could also freeze these cookies for up to 3 months in an airtight container in the freezer, but with no jam, just the cookie itself. And then when you're ready to assemble, just take them out of the freezer. There we go. We'll give it a little topping of that little wow factor here. And there you have it. I find there's such a pretty cookie. And here we have it. We've come to the end of this episode. Hope you enjoyed. Until the next time that we meet again, continue to love what you eat. I made myself a nice gumbo meat, and I'm gonna have a couple of cookies because I don't think I can eat just one. I'm sure. Delicious. Truly, truly delicious. Bye-bye.
Stay tuned for more mother and daughter baking on Love What You Eat.